Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Deshauna and this is Budget the Davis Way. If you guys are interested in how I'm going to be setting up my sinking funds and cash envelope notebook, I want you guys to stay tuned. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So first things first is I am going to be grabbing my Erin Condren notebook. And as you see, the first thing we're going to do is flip to the page. These first couple of pages I'm going to skip because those will be my savings, cash envelope, and sinking funds trackers for the month. So those will not be touched just yet. So this page right here that I'm going to flip open is going to start my first cash envelope, which will be the rent envelope. So this is the thick washi that I'm using from Stormy Creatives. And as you see, I had to white out the page flag. So I'm going to lay down my washi, and then the thick washi that I'm using is from Stormy Creatives, and then the custom labels that I'm going to be using are from the Budgeting Press. So the first page I'm doing right here is my rent page. So the first thing I do is lay down my washi, and then I lay down my custom label. And then once I lay down my custom label, show you guys that the foiling is so beautiful. Then right now I'm trying to debate on which pen I really want to use. I originally wanted to use the Erin Condren designer gel pens in the color Brights. But after a while, I was like, do I really want to use an orange pen? So I sat there and I was like, no. Let's just go with my tried and true for right now until I get my new pens. So I'm going to actually put this down. Yes, I am. Sooner or later. Right now. There we go. And I'm going to be using my G2 Pilot 0.5 pen in black. And then once I wrote that, I realized that I actually wanted it to stand out a little more. So I just went ahead and grabbed a plain black Sharpie and started to write out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to write out how I'm going to set everything up. So the first thing I do is I write out the date. So that's going to be the first thing. Every time I record something, the first thing I write out is the date. So the date of the stuffing, the withdrawal, or whatever, I'm going to write that out. And then once I have the date wrote out, I'm just creating my fine lines because I want everything to be like precise. So the next thing I'm going to do is write out deposit. So each week will be either a deposit or a withdrawal. So once again, straighten out my lines. So the next thing I'm going to do is write out withdrawal. So if I'm not depositing something, I'm going to be withdrawing something. So this helps me keep a track of whether I'm depositing or withdrawing anything. And then once I do that, I write out the total. So this will tell me every week what my ending total is for the week. And then if I have to do any withdrawals, the description section that I'm writing right now will tell me why I withdrew what I withdrew. So now after I finish that, I am going to grab my envelope, which I made these cash envelopes myself, which I haven't even showed you guys yet. So yeah, there it is. So I'm going to count out what's in the envelope right now. And then once I'm done counting it out, this is the cash envelopes I made. And if you guys want to see a video on how I made these, just comment down below and I definitely will show you. It only took $10 to make it. So right now what I'm doing, debating whether I want to use pens. Nope. So I'm writing out today's date, which is the 25th. I'm not doing a deposit or withdrawal, but I'm writing out the total that's already in the envelope. So that when I do my stuffing on Friday, I'll actually deposit something and the total will actually go up. So this is pretty much how I'm going to be setting up my cash envelopes and sinking funds. So I'm off to the next page now, which is going to be my, what is it, cons account, which is for my washer and dryer. So pretty much I do the same thing. Then I realized because the washi is dark, I don't have to really white out this page. And the good thing about these stickers that I really do like is that they are removable. At first I was scared to remove anything because I felt like they were going to tear the page, but they didn't. They were actually very great at being removed. So once again, I just go down the line again. I write out the goal. So I don't think I mentioned that before, but for each envelope, we have a goal and set amount that we want in each envelope. So for cons, for each envelope, we want at least 3 months worth of payment. So for rent, our rent is like $800 a month. So we want to have at least like $2,500 to $3,000. For cons, our cons is like $120 a month. So we want to have at least like $300 to $500 in that envelope, and so on and so forth. For each envelope, you guys will see exactly how much it is that we have set goal wise for each envelope that we want to have. So yeah, right now I'm just still writing out the totals, description, withdrawals, deposits, just basically setting up my envelopes or my tracker. And then I go back and I count what each envelope has just to make sure that it's in there, which I know it is, but I just go back, double check, and then write everything down. And I'm going to be doing this for every single page. So that's enough of my talking right now, and I will go ahead and just let you guys continue to watch the rest of the video. And then once it's time to explain something else, I'll be right back. So, guys, as this was coming to an end, I noticed that my label was on crooked, so I peeled it off and restuck it back on. I was kind of freaking out because I was like, oh my God, please stay, please stay, please stay, please don't come back up. But it didn't, which I was happy with. So now I'm just going to do a flip through of each page. I'm sorry that I'm not fully in the frame. But yeah, this is a flip through of each page, just showing you guys how I broke everything down. Basically, each category has its own page, and I was basically showing you that once how the Sharpie bled through. So once all of these are done on this side, I could either flip it over and mirror the same image, but I also left extra pages in between the cash envelopes and my sinking funds so that I wouldn't have to use the back. So here we go, getting into my sinking funds. And guys, in the middle of me doing my sinking funds, I had a complete freak out because I was going through my sinking funds and I was like setting them up by category. And then I sat here and I realized one of my envelopes was missing. My car maintenance envelope was missing, and I was looking everywhere for it. This might be a little nasty, but I looked in the trash, I looked under the beds, I looked everywhere all over my house, and I was like, oh my God, I knew I had them the night before because I went through and I redid all my envelopes and I set them all up. I looked everywhere for this freaking envelope, only to move my desk, which I had set in front of the window. And as I moved my desk, I saw the envelope sitting right there underneath my desk. So, yeah, I freaked out for about 2 hours looking for this envelope. And you're going to see probably in the next 2 pages where it goes from being like super sunny like this to where it goes to where it looks like the sun has set and the lighting has changed, because it took me 2 hours to find this envelope and I was freaking out. But yeah, this is just me setting up my sinking funds, and the same way I did my cash envelopes. So yeah, guys, just stay tuned. And yes, I did. I messed up a few times and used the whiteout, which was fine. No biggie. It happens. So, yeah, just stay tuned, guys, and I'll be back. So, guys, you're going to see here that I grab the household and toiletries envelope and that I actually add $100 to it. It was empty, and I knew that it was a couple things that we needed to pick up household-wise, like washing powder and things like that. So I just went ahead and added $100 to that envelope ahead of time so that I could go ahead and go and get everything that I needed household and toiletry-wise. So you guys, here's where I had to take off the cover to my notebook because the lighting had changed and I had to actually turn on my light to record, and the light was reflecting off of the pieces of cover that was showing. So I took it off in order to get a better film quality without the light bouncing back into the camera. So this is where I say I freaked out for a little while and I lost that envelope and I lost like valuable sunlight looking for it. So I had to resort to a different way of filming light wise. So yeah, it ended up working out in the end because of how I had my lighting set up. But as you see from the corner, I had to take off my front and back of my Erin Condren notebook covers just for it to fit. So guys, yeah, this is just a quick little flip through to show you guys how everything turned out. I am so very happy with the way that everything turned out. The stickers that I used were Stormy Creatives, and I used the Budgeting Press labels. They're custom labels. And then I used Kate Budget stickers as well as Red Lyrics stickers. All these are Etsy shops. I'll link all of them down below. So if you guys see anything that you like, you can go and shop on their pages. As well as I'm going to flip back to the front of this notebook, and you're going to see 3 pages that are blank. Those 3 pages I've already filled out. I did not record them, but I will insert a little clip of me showing you guys. It is my savings tracker, my expenses tracker, and my emergency fund tracker. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you really like what you see, comment down below and stay tuned, because there will be more videos showing you guys how I budget, how I set up my planners, and yeah. So if you guys like what you see and you enjoyed this video, thumbs it up, and thanks for watching. So guys, as promised, here is my setup of how I set up those 3 blank pages. So first we have our emergency fund. So for the emergency fund, basically whatever the beginning balance is at the beginning of the month is what I put down. And then throughout the month, the weeks leading up until the end of the month, we're going to put whether we add or subtract anything from that amount. I'm sorry about the way that I'm recording. It's late at night and I'm trying to record this for you guys. But yeah, we're going to put whether I added or subtracted, and then what the ending balance is. And then whatever the ending balance is will roll over into December. And then in December, whatever is added or subtracted will roll over until the next couple months. But since it is a savings fund, we will try not to touch it or withdraw anything, just continue to add to it. So now I'm just showing you guys that it will start over in January, from January of 2020 to December of 2020, as well as January 2021 to December of 2021. So yeah, that is how I have our emergency fund set up. I'm going to try to use this as long as possible to keep track of all of our bills and savings. So next we're going to move over to my expenses tracker. So for the expenses tracker, I have all 8 expenses wrote out. The beginning balance, or the balance that's in each envelope right now. So as far as this is, at the end of November, I'm going to add or subtract what's in here and then what the ending balance is. But I think the only envelope that will change is the rent envelope, because rent is due on the 1st. And we're going to be taking that $400 out to add and pay the remainder of our rent. Well, we'll pay the rent for the next month, but everything else will probably stay the same. And then as you see underneath there, I have just another section for the month of December, just to show, it's going to show what rolled over from November in these envelopes, whether we added or subtracted, and what the ending balance is. And then basically at the end of that is the totals. And then at the bottom of this page, we have just extra lines. So just in case I see something, just to add. So then we're going to flip over. And now we have our sinking funds, which usually at the end of each month, I would update this. But because November is almost gone, and I don't think that any of these sinking funds will change besides Brandon's, because he is getting a tattoo, and I know he's probably going to take some of that money out to add to his tattoo. So I think that this sinking fund will not get updated until the end of December, where I'll show whether I add or subtract anything and what the ending balance is at the end of December for all of these sinking funds. So every week we add something, but I won't do it. I'll just do one whole collective month of it. And then basically the total right now is $424 for all sinking funds that we have collectively, and then the balance for expenses are $707. So If you guys liked this video and you enjoyed it, I want you guys to hit the like button, thumbs it up, comment, subscribe.